Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's showtime. Ta-da! Big finish. Huge stream coming. It's just gonna be... Yeah, never mind. Hi guys. Playing an alt character. On an alt server. Where I have some alt friends. Streamers. A couple of them. Malcolmist. Kind of running the show over there. Check them out. Mostly Guild Wars 2 streamer, but not exclusively. Obviously. Not sure if they're playing right now or not. But I want to do a little catch up. I had to. I'm on 3 servers realistically. And I need more money here. I spent a bunch of my money, what little I had, to pay my taxes. My back taxes. Plenty of hours of fuel. At least in this one. Yep. Lots of hours of energies. All right. Pardon me. Excuse me. Pardon me. Survey probe. We probed Haga and Jabal al-Frit Janub. I think we're going to be heading into the western Vermilius Gap, so we will make one more probe to use there. Good evening to those who have joined me. Hi, how you doing? The probe. Give me the probe. One more probe. Where are we at? The third trial. Of Akal. It's a lovely day here in the neighborhood. That's right. Surreptitiously interrogate Lanov. Well, you know, before I head off, let's go ahead and interrogate Lanov. He is, if memory serves, over yonder. In Harkonnenville. Anytime now. Really? I have no vehicles. What happened to my vehicle? Where did I leave my vehicle? I think I must have left my vehicle somewhere it got destroyed. Is the only thing I can think of. That was foolhardy. Not my smartest moment. Okay, guess we have to, you know what we have to make. I mean, honestly, I gotta double check. It's just my nature, too. Why not connect a way up to the... There it is. Yeah, it appears that I did not, in fact, put my trike away, and it got destroyed. Foolish. Careless. Wouldn't have left it up here, would I? Okay, well, that's the first thing we gotta do, then. we need to make another. We can make it 2, I suppose. Sweet surface. You missed me. Well, sadly, I missed putting away my sand bike and it's dead. So that's a bit of an issue. I need particle capacitors. You fell into the rift. It's a long way down, but if you've got the sort of standard suspensor belt, you'd be fine, but it is a long trip back. Yeah, I've done the exact same deal. Yep. I'm going to need 5 particle caps, 13 particle capacitors. 13 particle capacitors should be all I will need. Well, upside, you did get some good loot. Well, it's nice that it wasn't a complete waste of time. 15. Tread, 4 Servox. We need 3, 12, 27. 35. We're going to need 8 Servox. And 13 particle caps. All right. And how are we doing on cash money? Not terrible. Got more than I thought. We want to leave some of that here, though, because the cash money can go away if you're not careful. You got a print for the assassin's rifle? Oh, yes. Which one? Because I got the... First of all, when you first get the spit dart made, it's amazing. But I also have the Tier 6 unique that is either a drop or a blueprint. Someone sold for 1,000 Solares on the auction house, and I scooped that up on my main character. Let's see, we need to drop that off. Good. That is all fine. We want to drop off more of our funds, because if we die, you lose all the funds you're carrying. So basically, don't carry any more money than you gotta. Why not have cash in one of these? Maybe not. No. I'm currently carrying all of my cash on me. This is unwise. Don't be me. Wrong button. Right button. There we go. It says rifle. Yeah, the spit dart is considered a rifle. That's the first one you can make. It has an ammo capacity of 3. All right, how are we looking on water? Our leader johns are full. Our bags are empty. We can dump off some of our water. So we've got room for more. Oh, 2 shots. Is it the Thufir's something? Because the Thufir's one, that's the tier 6. You wouldn't have gotten that out of the rift, I don't think. It also has 2 shots, and it does 260 something damage, which is a lot. The spit dart, when you first get that, that is a great quality of life, and so I would assume this one is the same. They'll just grab some more water, you know. It's here. I'd hate not to use the water. One hit kill when you do a headshot. Yeah, that's the thing. Although not all mobs. I mean, even when I'm using, it won't one pop a lot of the gunners, a lot of the mini gunners. But at the lower levels, for the unshielded mobs, yeah, a single shot will do if you get the headshot. It's just a real great quality of life to be able to pick off a couple of guys while the other two are running towards you. Yeah, the minigunners are still the biggest annoyances, I think. I would agree with your estimation there. Alright, we have filled our leader John. I'm going to go ahead and run back and dump one of these leader Johns back in so we can get more a little bit later. Because we're not really anywhere close to prime due time. Now this character is on the regular, like the first dispenser belt you get, the automatic one that prevents you from dying on a fall. There we go. But we have, right, 1,500 we're carrying, grand total of 5,500 in the bank. Is that right? Probably 4,000 in the bank. I left to be able to pay my next taxes, and 1,500. So that's 5,500. Mar 3 cutter is like a machine gun. Yep. And you get a lot more stuff out of it, too. If you were down in the rift, I hope you nabbed yourself some of the erythrite. As that one's kind of a pain in the ass to get, as far as ingredients go. It makes the cobalt taste. That's not what I need. I need... not those. I need those. Filled your inventory with it? It is a pain. And it isn't very easy to make the Tier 4 vehicle cutter, and even then, you have to drive all the way in your buggy.
Can I fly you somewhere today?
Yes, you can fly me somewhere
Music
today.
to my ears. The basin is a pretty big place.
How about Griffin's
Mears
Reach?
place? Yeah, I know.
Take your
Doctor's
700.
always warm.
Take your 700 blood money. It's faster and safer than driving, and I can't drive right now because I destroyed, somehow, my trike. Disappointment is engraved on my face. All right. You do have to be careful when you swap from the automatic, it's going to save me, dispenser belt to the manually controlled ones. It's easy to forget to press the button and die. It is not a new dude. In fact, this was my second character created. It is an alt on a server where I have some other streamers that have been playing. And so when I group up with them, I want to be on their server, so I play this character. I can't believe that I let my vehicle be destroyed. And yet, somehow, I did. All right. Because I'm not as smart as I like to think. All right, we will now equip the shotgun. We got a shotgun drop. And it hits like a bazooka at short range. That. Turn on the shield. Sometimes there are mobs outside here. I'm guessing this means that somebody has been by recently and murdered them. Which I'm fine with. This character was the one I started as a Bene Gesserit. This wasn't what I wanted to be doing with this character, but... no vehicle. No materials. Gotta do what you gotta do. I'll try not to die here. No guarantees. Welcome to Imperial Botanical Station number 2. Talk to me. Rommel, talk to me.
Welcome to Desert Botanical Testing Station number 2. I am the station supervisor, Dr. Rommel Greer. The ultimate mission of this station...
Let's try out the shotgun. Yeah. Another one? Oh, we should... I want to steal your blood. Nothing personal. Actually, that's kind of personal, isn't it? I mean, you can't really get a whole lot more personal than stealing some poor bastard's blood. Which I'm okay with, by the way. If anybody had been through here, it wasn't recent. Oh, I'm full on blood, thanks. This is back in the very first sort of starting area. The Haga Basin South. Shotgun for you! Made me do it. I'm a peace-loving man. Is it the new WoW killer? Is it the best MMO of the year? Well, the only thing that can possibly kill WoW in our lifetime is WoW. And people have been getting into internet fistfights over whether it's even an MMO. I think it is, but I can see the arguments against. Oh, I didn't see them. I'm having a blast with it, and evidently a good number of other people are having a blast with it as well, given the Steam numbers. So, I think it's a really good game. I don't think it's a game for everyone. I think you've got to be a player who enjoys the sort of core gameplay loop of a survival crafting game. So, I enjoy it a lot. A fair number of other people are enjoying it a lot. Game of the year? Hey, Fat Body, good evening. Game of the year? For me, at least so far, the game of the year is still Blueprints. But I am having an absolute blast with this game, for sure. Oh, I'm sorry, you won't be needing those, will you? You have a shield, you little sneaksy. Doesn't look like the shield was that helpful. How goes your weekend, Fat Buddy? Almost over. Sorry. To be the bearer of ill tidings. Captain Bringdown. That's me. Sadly, I left my vehicle out of doors somewhere and it got eaten. Only day after day, and it's been laundry and dishes. Yeah, that's not what weekends are for. Weekends are for excess alcohol and video games. Alright. The boss dude, or thereabouts. Sorry, not sorry. A phrase I detest, but I'll still use. Because I'm not sorry. Purple band. Goodies. more goodies. Give me all of the goodies. I hope I have picked up enough goodies to allow me to make my replacement vehicle. And particle caps. And 41 servox. I hope. Otherwise I'm going to have to go into another one of these dumb places. You make one mistake and you spend your entire play session paying for it.
Welcome to Desert Botanical
Not my
Testing
entire
Station number 2.
play session.
I am the station.
The start of my play session. You got some more down here. Am I full? My inventory full. My inventory is full. I hate it when that happens. I can salvage those for some more mats, maybe. Alright, hopefully we've got the stuff we need to make a new bad motor scooter. And then we can figure out what we actually want to do on this character. Now, we definitely want to surreptitiously interrogate Lanov. I. Oh. Oh, it's character. I mean, yep, that's fair. It's a player. I can't complain about them shooting me in the face when I shot them in the face first. It was an accident, officer. Anyone could have made that mistake. Let's go ahead and turn off our shield so that Big Daddy Shai Hulud doesn't come eat us. Oh, here's a person who likes to make their home not work like physics. The beautiful sun. Because running back and forth did not appeal to me. Shai Hulud, yeah, if you look at your shield, it'll say something like worm disturbance very high. Yeah, he doesn't like shields. Somebody's showing off with their ornithopter. I have mine on my real character, my realer character. All my characters are real. They just only exist in my head. If you look at the shield, worm attraction intensity is extreme. Fly back to the anvil and then run back to our house, and hopefully we've got sufficient bits and pieces. If I could steal one, I was going to try. I don't have any permission. Somehow I doubt I could steal that either. I tell you, people are just, they're just not giving, you know?
Can I fly you somewhere today?
I want you to fly me somewhere today.
Music to my ears. The basin
Naga
is a
Basin,
pretty big
the
place.
Anvil.
I never miss the...
There's your
Let's
700.
move before a storm rolls in.
Blood money. Let's go. Honest, I would return it someday. You're right. I would. I wouldn't. Although, for the character I created a few days ago, where I did basically the starting map area as a sort of tutorial for that I could point people to, I did leave my house, my first house, with stuff in it that people could help themselves to. Am I not a generous God? All right, all right. Yet another advantage to building your home close to the trade post is if you're a dumbhead and accidentally let your vehicle get destroyed, you don't have to run too terribly far to get around a little bit. My suggestion, don't be a dumbhead. And I think as suggestions go, it's pretty solid. Iron, granite, and spice-infused copper dust. Advanced Servox. Particle caps. We have another Emperor's Wings. That goes there. Copper ore. That must have been in one of the chests or on one of the NPCs that we buzzed through. And the rest of this stuff we will salvage and maybe get a few more bits and pieces out of. I will once again comment that the inventory needs a little checkbox on each item so you don't have to worry about accidentally salvaging something. Particle caps were the ones we needed, and we got 7 of them out. I think we can now successfully, hopefully. No. I did that, not get. So now we should be able to make the parts. There we go. Not as fun as the adventure. Once you get to the end tier, you need a decent-sized guild to unlock anything. I did just, a couple of days ago, finally got my Ornithopter built. That's a huge quality of life. Lets you do quests a lot easier and stuff. You can certainly make it through the Duraluminum tier, as a friend of mine's working through that right now. But certainly to get past, that, you really kind of have to do the deep desert. Now, I would say that to hit the tier 6 stuff, you probably do need a guild or an enormous amount of patience. But depending on the server, some servers, the deep desert may not be very competitive, may not have many PvP players. So that's kind of going to depend on which server you're playing on, to some degree, I think. Let's see if we manage to get enough stuff. You agree? You did it with your Mark III power pack, forgot to equip it, and scrapped it? Yeah. It's just not a good system. All right, we're trying to make Mark II, so we're going to need the inventory. Inventory. 3 treads. Engine. PSU. Chassis. that should be everything I need. I did this intentionally as a way to force myself to make myself a Mark II. Because the Mark II is clearly better than a Mark I. Whoop. I mean, it's better, but I didn't do this intentionally. But I agree, Fauntleroy, that the adventure part of the game is very solid. Much better than most survival crafting games. The adventure is kind of on the back burner. It's not really here. It is pretty solid. I think they've done a good job. I'm happy with the end result. It is better than I expected. And I'm actually a bit of a Funcom fanboy. I'm a huge fan of the Secret World / Secret World Legends. I think it is a deeply underappreciated game. Combat's pretty janky, but the storytelling is first rate, and the questing mechanics are best in field. The first starting zone in Conan Exiles was terrific. The rest of the game was not, at least at launch. Played Anarchy Online an awful lot. That was the first MMO that ever grabbed me. So yeah, I am a bit of a Funcom fanboy, but I acknowledge their weaknesses. One of the things I found interesting during the development of Dune was I can't remember his name, the director, the game director, Joel Bilos, talking about, Funcom is known for this and this and this. We're also known for a little bit of jank. And I found it really reassuring that he was willing to address sort of, the given that everyone knew about, that they kind of have a reputation for some jank. In fact, to use the in-game browser and websites in Secret World was so cool. Yeah, it's just way ahead of its time. And, because it's an MMO, if you wanted to get clues or the solution to any of the puzzles that were really quests, you could look it up. But if you wanted to work your way through it, that option was there, and that was enormous fun. So I think they've always been a talented studio that couldn't stick the landing of their games. This is by far, I think, the closest they've come to sticking the landing. In 6 months, we'll see how much it has improved things like quality of life and polish and additional game options and stuff like that. They managed to do that as well as they have managed to handle the release. The game will be in good shape. Will it ever be a monster hit? No, I don't think that the sort of the core gameplay loop of a survival, crafting, adventuring, MMO-ish, semi-MMO game, whatever you want to call it, I don't think that's going to cross broad swaths of the gaming community the way something like WoW did. But I think they made a solid game that does its core gameplay loop in a very satisfying fashion. And now we will attempt we have our bike back. Well, more or less. Probably needs some fuel. I still have the fuel cell on me from my extinct and vanished vehicle. Not happy about that. Just saying. Fuel it up, Alphonse. 100%. We are ready to rock and roll now. Pick up half the fuel cell. But before we do that, oh yeah, we need to customize. I don't have any variants. But I do have swatches. Not the first one? I can't tell. We'll know soon. Yes, that was the first one. That's not bad. I don't know. That's a little plain. You'll note the swatches are not overwhelmingly colored. They're relatively subtle. That one or the first one? I think that one looks more dark and imposing. Yeah, we're going to go with dark and imposing because I'm scary. All right, construction tool goes back to its slot.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
And a sandstorm's approaching. I was just going to go do something, but no, there's a sandstorm coming. Dune! Found the questing to be a bit tedious, and a bit of the stuff is locked behind quests. That's certainly true. Yeah, well, yes, some of it is going to be tedious. That is the case. Some of it could be long and extended. It is more involved, secret world questing, than in most other games. So I can see that being a valid concern. I am carrying blood, am I not? I am carrying blood. Some weren't the most clear either way. That is certainly true. And the loop of the quest has turned you off? Okay. Perfectly valid. An opinion is valid if a person could reasonably have it. The world is flat. Not so valid. All right, what else can we do in terms of where we can go for more goodies? The Kirab. Scout armor. Is this what I already have? I have scavenger stuff. We would like the Kirab light armor, the scout armor, I think. But what else am I going to need? Plant fiber. I've got iron. Need plasteel microflora fibers. Lots of them. Lots and lots of them. Right, that's the 5-piece Kirab Scout. No other weapons? Let's see if we got any weapons. Maybe it's the jank you're talking about? Kill X deserters. How the hell do I know what that is? Game never told me. Yeah, that's... Because we don't really get, in this game anyway, we don't get names over NPCs or PCs until you're really close to them. It can be difficult to know exactly what it is you're trying to find. I only have 10 intel. Well, so much for that. This is the one I want. I need 5 silicon blocks. That's all I need? Touchdown. The crowd goes wild. I know what I'm making next. The spit dart. Please. I have sunflower sand. Well, we can start making, see how many we get. This one? This one. Oh, no power. Okay. That one is on. We used this one. Why is this one not enabled? Why does it not have power? It should have power. Should it not? We have 150 on the circuit. Is one of them off? No. And no. I must have just turned it off. How about I enable it? How about I turn it on? Have you tried turning it off and back on again? how many did I need for that? For that gun? That glorious, spectacular piece of... Oh, wait. Does it need... No, it doesn't need the weapons freaking thing, does it? Don't tell me. Needs the weapons fab. Ah! Well, that'll cost me 5 intel. What is that gonna take? Complex machinery. I have none. Oh, I know where I can get the 30 I need. Is that another storm? There is a location I go to when I need complex machinery. It's here. There's 30 to 35 complex machinery in there, and anywhere from 3 to 5 enemies. There are more over here. As you can see, it says complex machinery, but there are a lot more mobs in that area. So. But before we do that, because there's always a before we do that, my home design is not without flaws. It looks okay. We are going to deposit all of our water from our leader drum. And then it's harvesting time. Quarter of a liter, just like that. Why are most of them not... Okay, there we go. It's still working. Just not showing the little icon. The little scythe icon. Never understand why it will or won't show that, depending on the phase of the moon. I mean, you think we got enough water to do stuff, that's when you always run out fast. Well, that's going to become even more of a problem. Start getting into the amounts of stuff that you need for farming up the amount of aluminum you're going to need. Yeah. All right, we have filled our water bag. We'll deposit a bunch of that. And then we're off to the ironworks or metalworks or whatever the hell it is. That'll do. Gives us 3/4 of a liter. But let's drink from our catch pockets in our still suit. Lens flavored water. It just doesn't get any better than that. And we have a speeder again. Go me. Try not to leave it outside in the rain this time, Lens. Woo! Run. I'm shooting at passers-by. That's rude. I tell you. Be able to get so 1 mil and then another 1 mil. When you start making stuff, it goes in seconds. Yeah. So sadly, more people need to be drained of blood. I really, historically, I get an enormous amount just by keeping an eye on the clock. And when it's time to grab the the scythe. Not unusual for me able to make 2 trips and get, 5 total liters out of it. Alright, what is that jerky Sauerkraut ship doing? It's coming this way. Not want to deal with the Sardaukar. Just don't want to do it. Yep, this is the place. Empty all your bottles and go collecting. Then fill up the stores, yeah. I understand once you get the death still, water becomes less of an issue for a while. Get a couple death stills, drain the bodies of blood, and then throw the bodies in the death still.
There's someone here. Enter over. I need help.
My ping is suddenly in a not great place. They don't need their juice anymore. I forgot to move that into the 4 spot. Who doesn't like a one-shotting shotgun if they don't have shields? Hi. Traded a person a body and all I wanted was 20 steel for it and they agreed to it. It's not doing you any good if you can't, drop it in the still. Alright, I'm full up on their blood. Helping preserve the body through just desiccation? Yeah, exactly. Look. The body belongs to the person. Their water belongs to the tribe. It's pretty simple. Tell me we got at least 30 complex machinery. We got 40 complex machinery. I think that may be the most I've ever got. So I'll now be able to make the spit dart. If you're a new player, Spit Dart is a sniper rifle, which is a huge quality of life win. That's fine. As it allows you to one-shot anything, especially at a distance, that doesn't have have a shield. At least for the first couple of tiers of mobs. Off with the shield. Wrong button. Correct button. That like a crashed ship? It is. Tempting. Very tempting. But no. Got something I need to do. I need that spit dart. Now the spit dart's not perfect, but it can also be useful against shielded enemies. Because when they shoot, their shield comes down. Now, when you shoot, your shield comes down too. But if you only have to shoot once, they're not going to get a lot of damage. I think the gunners could not get any worse. They now use shields. Yes, they do. However, when they're shooting, their shields do come down, as I just said. But yes, they're really annoying. I put it away. You're all witnesses. This was the best I could manage to come up with a garage. I'm not sure I need the garage, frankly. Anything else we didn't get? Oh, that's the 40 complex machinery we left the house for. I believe I can now make my spit dart. It uses heavies. So even if I can make it, I don't think I can. No, I can't. I need a specialized fabricator for that. I need the weapon fab. Is that what I was running to get? Was that so I could make the weapon fab? Maybe. Do I remember? Not really. Am I old and forgetful? What were we talking about? That's the wrong tool. Because I'm a tool. Yeah, we can make those. Did we not get? We did not get. Fabricators. Research. Vehicles, we need the weapon fab. I do have the mats for that. We barely have the intel for that, but we do have the intel for that. Still suit tubes are going to be... I got them out in Autumn, which is the northwest corner. Is the only place I've gotten them, but then I haven't done massive amounts of stuff, so I expect, though, it is... So, Autumn is over past Mesa Trail. Might be in Mesa Trail, you might find them, and the Autumn is the place I know I found them. I was doing the quest to unlock the Bene Gesserit, and I got tubes there, I think. Also, as you journey through these places, you definitely do want to get the probe launcher and probe. You probe once in each area, and it fills in the map for you. So, I'm going to be heading over here, so I am going to be using one soon. We have a weapons fabricator. We can make the weapons fab. That's what we needed the complex machinery for. The spit dart. I'm dancing. This is it's my chair dance, and it's pathetic, but I'm old. I had just enough flour sand that I didn't have to go out and get more. We'll need some heavy darts. We'll need more than that, I think. The spit dart sniper rifle is... Did I not grab that? Is a terrific quality of life. It allows you to take on, as an example, there's a room in Testing Station 10 that's got like a dozen mobs in it on 2 levels. But what you can do is you can pick off all the ones, or most of the ones on the top level, then fight the others in a more conventional fashion, and then do the same thing in the lower level. The fact that you can trim down the numbers from a distance with a single shot is a huge, huge deal. All right, we can drop that off because we're not using it anymore. We want to keep that and keep those. Those are up for temporary use only. Spit dart. This is where I'm putting stuff that I don't need to carry, although I think I probably do want to start carrying the handheld resource scanner. As it turns out, that's got more uses than I was aware of. No, we don't need that one. Factor. That's just too much junk. Is there anything else we can get rid of now? We got the survey probe launcher. We're going to want a little more salvaged metal, too. And we can find that, so we can make some more heavy darts. Ought to be some laying around somewhere. Just outside. Hint, hint. Seriously, no? Some. Yeah, we got some. I play with a lot of caution. I am not, generally speaking, I am, generally speaking, risk averse. And I moved the wrong thing in there again. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. I already have the thing we need. There we go. All right. We'll make some quick additions. I definitely got to do something with the garage. It's actually getting in the way more than it is being helpful. Heavy darts requires the weapons fab. 5 more ought to do. So I'm now going to head west, where we're looking for the 3rd trial. I want to make sure I'm going to the right place, so just give me here a second. For the 3rd trial. Yep, that's the 3rd trial. All the way past the hammer to the far west. All right. We'll take a couple of sips of Len's favorite flavored water again. What do we have? We have half. I think I'd like 1 full liter and a half. Plus, we've got blood to drop off. Alright, we got a ways to go, so we're going to be driving. We're going to drive until we get to the western Vermilius Gap. We're going to find a big rock and get on top of it. And we're going to shoot off a probe. The fourth trial is in the hammerhead itself. Right. We want to head. Are we aimed correctly? Yes, we are safely aimed, where we're not going to drive into quicksand. So we're going to get the third and hopefully the fourth trial done. Another one with a deconstructionist bent to their house. I'm going to go around. Rather than try to pick my way through what might be difficult terrain, we just stick to the edges. Oop! It's like a player apartment building. Huh. Well, I think we can go straight across from here. Oop! If it wasn't for the stupid Sardaukar. They ruin everything. I have heard of cases where they freeze you out in the middle of an area, and while you're still frozen in place, Shai Hulud comes and meets you. Nice of them to ring the dinner bell for Shai Hulud, isn't it? Oh my god. Walk between a rock and a sandy place? We've got a little bit of worm sign. Western Vermilius Gap. Alright, from here we need to reach a high point. Oh, we're still in flower sand. These are not high enough points. That one might be. Or that one. That's got a whole lot of NPC looking locales around it. How about over here? Just going to grab a little water while we can. Not a bunch, but a little. That's dangerous. And I didn't check to see if that was like, that might have been drum sand. Or even quicksand, because I didn't check, because I'm a dope. Don't be me. Don't be me. Alright, So near to 60? Nice. I have faith in you. You've got this. I don't think I'm going to make it to a level place. Maybe. Maybe I can. I hope. Yeah. All right. I need 2 more meters, so the top of this rock will indeed suffice. This ought to do. There we go. This will light up the entire western Vermilius Gap. Pardon the yelling kids. They are in the courtyard of the condo complex, enjoying a very nice day. So I can't blame them for that. There we go. And the Vermilius Gap, Western Vermilius Gap, is now open to me. And that is where we're headed. $1,500 meters. And once you've scoped things out, it becomes a lot easier to make a decision. You know, there's no quicksand in this area, so it's a quick cross. Houses. All right, we want to get to about there. Baddies. Are we the baddies? Interesting, those lights popped on as I got close. I guess that's rendering. Nice visual effect, though, actually. Go ahead and drink a little. Collect some more water. Just good sense. It's nighttime. I'm in passing. Grab what I can, even if it's poor harvest time. Don't care. Because a little water is more than no water. I'm like a philosopher. Alright, no. We need to go basically to there and then across. Drum sand, drum sand, drum sand. That was why. I did hit drum sand. I did. Better drum sand than quicksand. And quicksand at 3 times. All in a couple of hours. So, since then I have studiously avoided it. Alright. drive. Orange worm sign. This does not make me happy. Flower sand. I should be okay now. And it's 170 meters away and above us. We've got our spit dart up. I mentioned I really like this gun. All right, it's below us now. Entry just below us. All right, we're inside. Cave of the Lost Pilgrim. Good night, sweetheart. Poison got him. Anyone else want to play? Oh, he's down, but didn't stay down. Got another one down there. He fell over, I believe. Juicing. Human juiceropods. We've got water. All right, that way. It was a trap. And here we are in the third trial of Akal. Only it's not here.
Another altar destroyed by the Emperor's zealous dogs. So much wasted in the pursuit of this pogrom. So much lost. This altar seemed to depict Fremen being separated from their families. Enslaved. I could only decipher a few words. Slave cribs, Hajj, and oddly enough, the name of a planet. Bella Tigise.
All right, that is trial number 3. We're on to trial number 4 next. That one, the hammer. Can't miss it. It's the big rock shaped like a hammer. All right, we can head pretty much straight that way. Turn off the shield. All right, we should be going okay. Big Daddy, you don't want to eat me. I'm a dried old husk of a man. The hollow hammer. Optimal approach. Down to there, I think. The ornithopter is an incredible quality of life improvement. Wrong button, right button. Yeah, we want to go to there and then straight across. I'm going to enjoy some more lens-flavored sweat water. Oh, tastes like chalk. Despair. Is an incredibly rich location for getting drum set. Not drum set. Flower set. Potato. No. Alright. Let's see if we can pick our way in towards the middle before we start clawing our way up. Here, we've reached. Quite a ways away. won't let me actually place it where I want to place it. That's as close as I can get. All right, well, we're going to, as it requires, seemingly, we're going to cross-country it. And I missed. It's not painful when you miss a grapple. It's embarrassing. I've missed now several in a row, as an example. The bounce off is what's doing it. Oh, that was just dumb. Okay. It's a work in progress, guys. You don't like your neighbors, and you have an ornithopter. The option of building in a remote location is there for you, should you want to take it. And he's got a buggy. Not sure how easy it is to get the buggy in or out. Well, maybe it's not too bad if you, like, drive through there. Oh, we're getting closer. Found a free buggy? You did? Working? And it's not unusual to find, like, busted down stuff you might have loot in the boot, as a Brit would say. In the trunk. All right. Now, if memory serves about this one, it's a little bit of a parkour match. I'm sorry about this, guys. It wasn't me. I'm not the one who actually, you know, killed you. I'm just the one looting your bodies. So don't blame me. Okay? Also, I probably want to drop some of this stuff. Drop that. That. Probably more stuff before we're done. Because there are 2 chests in here. And one of them is at the very, very top of the hammer. Go ahead and turn back on the shield. I have discovered the hollow hammer. Because this is the hammer.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is
Well, I'm
approaching.
enclosed. I do not remember if there were mobs in here or not. Critters, bad guys. Murderous unfriendlies. But at least not for the trial itself. And now we get to, snort and trip balls again. My mind blow. Is the one where I have to put out fire with the agglomerator, coagulator. Yep, just me tripping balls again. I'm fine, really, it's fine.
How do we honor the Creator? Ibn Kirtaiba.
Ibn Kirtaiba.
Our enemies are as blades of grass mown down. Do you understand, Wali?
Is that when we have to fight? I think it is.
Our God gave us the gift of time and the words of the Kitan Alibar. Knowledge without action is empty. Be lucky.
Sounded like it was on my left. It's not. I parried that, I want you to know. That one's a Sardaukar, I think.
During our wandering, we came to Salusa's Palace. It was a place devoid of gods, where the drummings of war were constant and violence was the root of it. They denied us the heart. Never to forget.
That was crap.
God, mount over thy heart, the fire of God set alight. Thine enemies shall fall.
Yeah, well, I parried that and nothing happened. I will awaken prescience. The Z key is activated. have new abilities. That would be one of them. That would be one. Hi, hello. Ooh, boot to the head. See him? Yep. Triple kill. Forple kill. Forple probably not actually a word, but I'm okay with that. Knee to the head.
How do we honor the Creator? We fight. Remember Salusa Secundus.
Ila
Bina
Kaifa.
Kaifa.
And this will open up
Ibn Kirtaiba.
the third combat
The
slot.
fire of God set
Skills.
alight. How do we honor the Creator?
And the ability to activate We Fight.
We fight.
To activate your
Remember
Z
Salusa
key.
Secundus.
the empowered
Bina Kaifa.
fight option. The prescient option. Which some of the capstone skills use. Pardon the yawn, old man. You know, it happens when you're old. It will happen to you. I suggest you just stay young, okay? Trust me on this. You'll be glad you did. Ibn Kirtaiba. Lisan al-Gaib. Kuzat Haderach? Kumquat Hagendas? Oh, god damn. Oh, jeez, I shouldn't have done those tequila shots. Oh, wow. Just scrapped the buggy, none of it was usable. Yeah. Free match, not that unusual. Interact with the altar, then complete the fourth trial is done. And let's see, we've got trooper training, we've got the wire. Knee strike is really good. Weirding way, I think we want the weirding step as well. That's the teleport behind them so you can then make with the stabbies. I'm now experiencing the effects of spice. Consuming spice or being exposed to spice fields allows you to progress towards a prescient state. The prescient state allows you to access a third ability, reduces ability cooldowns, and increases damage dealt. It also grants immunity to poison effects. That's lore. I'll buy that lore. I'm not sure if it lasts for a time. Spice withdrawal. After experiencing a prescient state, you'll experience a withdrawal phase where you cannot consume spice. Your tolerance to spice also increases, making it more difficult to reach the prescient state again. Over time, your tolerance level will decay, but you can choose to overcome it by consuming greater quantities of spice instead. The choice is yours. Right, memory serves. We go this way, and there's a chest. And then there's a chest when we reach the very top. And also, an ornithopter to carve up into pieces. Missing it anywhere? Oh, that's right. There was... Theoretically, theory's a marvelous thing. I don't remember the first chest being any higher than this, so... We can always go back if we must. Maybe just up here. There it is. That's the first one. Second one is up here somewhere. There might even be two. Codex content unlocked. So we can get a bunch of, there's the one I was thinking of. How many spaces do we have? We have 3. Take. Those we can leave behind. We are full. No, we have 2 left. Well, we'll take that. And what we can do here, take this apart and get a whole bunch more of the Holtzman actuators. And a bunch of scrap metal that will drop. Because it's heavy. And easy to obtain elsewhere. All of that we can get, and we'll just dump salvaged metal. Yeah, we don't need it. I'm going to do a quick scan. I thought it was just one, but I remember somebody saying something about there being a second chest. I don't think so. But I am willing to spend a minute running around in circles. Because, hey, free loot is free loot. No, those are just little bits of iron. Now getting down can be troublesome, as I just simply went off the side, and at a certain point my suspensor belt and almost ran out of power. This is what we were looking at previously. Yeah. And almost ran out of power before I got to the bottom, which would have been fatal, in fact, I expect. There's the radioactive ship crash. am I doing on power? About half. I may die. I might have died. We'll wait for the power to return, and we should be fine. We want to head due east to get home. The second moon rises, my friends. Has a mouse shadow on it. I don't know if you've seen it. Yes, they refer to it as mauve bib, I think. Pretty sure that's it. So a significant jump in our power simply by adding a third ability slot, but also, when in extremis, the ability to activate Spice Prescience mode. Not to be underestimated. First time I went in on any character, got into a bugged state. I was taking no damage, but I was also doing no damage. Every other time I've been in it, I took no damage, basically, and did lots of damage. Big Daddy! The biggest and daddiest of Big Daddies. Not so shy, Halud. Okay, probably want to head to about here. To be able to just go ahead and buggy. Again, after 2 trips into the quicksand, I am very careful in picking my path between, escarpments. Don't want to hit drum sand. Definitely don't want to hit drum sand. And I did not. Pardon the yawn. That guy didn't use a ramp, he used stairs. I tell you, you ride up that vehicle, you're going to end up whizzing blood. I'll do a barrel roll. That's a neat trick. Yeah, this is not a very successful garage. Gotta say it. My experimentation in garagification, not a success. Honey, I'm home. Didn't actually want to do that. Anything else going there that we did want to drop the survey program? We only needed. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. All kinds of stuff in there. One stuff in there. Already had heavy darts. I did. I need to keep my heavy darts, though. They're useful for, I don't know, darting things. Old Sparky. Blood Extractor Mark II. Am I using Mark II? I am. I don't need that. So these 3 items will be salvaged, and we will learn Old Sparky right now. I have learned the recipe to make Old Sparky, which is not a particularly great sounding name for a piece of electrical equipment. Recycle, recycle, and recycle. Mechanical parts, gun parts, electrical parts. Not nothing. Excellent progress made this evening. And the gun parts. All right. Is it evening time? No, I missed the dew harvesting moment. But I think I've got more blood. Go. Full to the brim with delicious blood. Sorry. Never mind. I'm a simple man. I like the comforts of home. What should we head towards next? I got shocked 99% of the time with Old Sparky. Not to worry, you'll be fine. Well, yeah, the problem isn't so much that it's Old Sparky, it's that it's actually a groin attachment. So I kind of find that a disincentive, let's just say. Yes, I made that up. Why do you ask? Of course I made that up. Why would you believe anything to come out of my mouth? Leader John, improved blood purifier, and medium blood sacks. Those are probables. I didn't get any intel for that. That just doesn't seem right. I did get the recipe for the unfixed Chris knife, which does 191 damage per hit. It's described as brittle. You get 1 attack and it breaks. And I believe you have to get eaten by Shai Halud to get the tooth to make it. So that's a hard pass from me. Let's see, Old Sparky. 18 regen per second and a power pool of 175. 16 regen per second, but a power pool of 200. Basically, Old Sparky just regenerates faster and doesn't have to carry as much. Pardon the yawn. Oh my god. That seems to happen at the end of the stream, and no, it's not you. I think it's because I blab so much. I don't want to spend all of my intel right now. I think that's logical. That's the Mark II, which I think I'm already sporting. We've got ourselves the the spit dart, which is a huge win. Lens loves the spit dart. The other fabs are probably what we want next. And for that... Ooh, the pentashield set, too. I really like the implementation on the pentashields. They're cool. But we're going to need more steel. We're going to need more complex machinery. We are up to steel products. So we need to start looking at what we required for the buggy. In the short term, we're going to run around and we're going to grab some iron just to kill a little bit of time. Because we're going to need a bunch. Kaboom! Here. Quick deposit. One of the reasons I wanted to do the alt account tonight is my main account. I need to go into the Rift for a while and get a lot of Erythrite, and I just didn't think that was interesting. You saw how big the Blood Extractor Mark IV is? Yeah, it looks like a minigun. It looks like a freaking minigun. It honest to God does. What does this guy do? Just drive down and plummet? I guess that's what he does. Yeah, I got a Mark IV, you know, a damaged Mark IV, a tenderly pre-used Mark IV as a drop earlier from some critter or another, some bad man. And so I've used it a couple of times. I have not yet got the larger blood sacks splitter. Mark IV would just take blood. It'll take the organs too. Well, I mean, not everything. You need something for the death stills to work on. But ideally what you do is you suck all the blood out of them with your Mark IV, and then you lob the almost desiccated corpse into the death still, where they're going to yoink every last drop of water out. So we're just basically doing a lap around the big rock we're part of. And grabbing all the iron we can in one lap. Once you get the buggy and the Mark III buggy cutter, iron won't be a problem anymore. You just drive around and you get like 3 times as much. But you do need the Mark IV buggy or the Mark IV regular handheld portable model to harvest erythrite from the rift. And that's what you need for cobalt paste. Something like 3 times the Or I'm not exactly sure. A shit ton more. That's the exact measurement. I'm getting myself into trouble here, probably. It's not due time here. It's no can do time here. The sun is shining bright. Bombs away. And he sticks the landing. The crowd goes wild. Okay, the crowd goes mild. Bonk. Oops. Pardon me. Didn't mean to intrude. I'll just drive away. Like it's nothing at all. Have a great day. An attempt was made for a garage. Not a very successful one, I have to admit. Yeah, I didn't think so. Really? Do I? Alright, there's the iron one. Sadly, this thing is not logically connected up by a pentashield, so I have to move stuff manually. No, evidently I don't. It was all in my backpack? I could have sworn I was dropping it all into the vehicle storage. Seriously? Okay, I was. It was all in my backpack, alright. I'm confused. I could have sworn I dropped it in there. But I'm evidently a liar to myself. And to all of you. I feel shame. Deep, abiding shame. How about more iron? How about, oh, I don't know, 116. And what I probably need is more carbon ore. Well, I got enough carbon ore for another 29. That's not bad. I'm going to need more carbon ore, though, that's for sure. Did I use up every last ingot of steel I had to my name? Maybe. Got a lot of iron. Parts. Mostly empty. 215 spice on. That was when there was a spice blow very, very close to the anvil. And I just ran out there with my condenser, whatever the object is. Wait, what? What is that? Never seen that before. Why is it taking so long? What the shit? Connection to server lost? Well, I've never seen that before. So, I'm going to assume that that is game time. I guess I'm done. I'll be calling it here for the evening. I was considering that anyway, but that seems to me to be a really good indication that I should do so. So I'm going to do so. No, that seems to be fine. Okay, guys. I want to thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. I definitely appreciate it on this Sunday evening. I should be back tomorrow at the usual time, maybe a bit earlier. 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe, morning in Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. With more Dune Awakening. I am still having fun with the game. What am I, 140, 160 hours in? Connection timed out. Okay, maybe that server blew up. I don't know what it was. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow with more of this same incredible, gripping content. Hopefully you'll see me soon. I hope the rest of your Sunday goes great. And as always, I try to set an achievable goal for the people who've chosen to hang out here. I hope your upcoming week doesn't suck. Back tomorrow. Take care. And ciao for now. Bye, guys.